Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the new video. This is Kaustub Singh, and in today's video, I'm not going to give you any kind of introduction on what I'm going to build today. But as you can see on my screen, that I have this ChatGPT website open on my browser, and today ChatGPT is going to give us the introduction for the video. So
So let's see what output it gives us. Okay, so let's read this. Hello and welcome. Today we'll be discussing a topic that's increasingly becoming more relevant in the business world. Building tools from AI for your business. As artificial intelligence continues to advance, it's becoming more important for business to leverage its capabilities to stay competitive and efficient. In this video, we'll explore the benefits of building AI tools for your business and walk you through the process of developing your own. So whether you are a small business owner or CEO of a large corporation, this video will provide you with valuable insight on how to utilize an AI to improve your business operations.
So this is not what I expected, and to be very sure, this is not what I'm going to tell you guys. But some lines like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 lines, so it's quite relevant to our video. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can build a tool using AI, Open AI services, and leverage your own business with that, or you can just start creating a business from scratch using those tools, and can really earn good profits or monetary values from that tool. Okay, so let's get straight into the video. So I'll just open OpenAI. Okay, so this is the official website for OpenAI, and here you see we have this section called API. So let's quickly click here, and there you see it's asking me to log in or sign up. So if you're visiting this website for the first time, I suggest you guys to sign up first, then you can log in indefinitely. Okay, so let's quickly log in to Google. Alright, here we go. Okay, so this is my account, and let's quickly go to the examples. And you see these are all the different services which OpenAI has to offer us, and you can actually create business from just all these services. You can just create from a simple one using one services, or you can use all the services to build some dynamic and some very great businesses from this. So let's use one of these services to build our tool today. So let me find out some service that I'll use. So you can see this is a keyword, extract keywords from block of the text. Okay, so I don't know what it is, but it's giving me quite an hint, so I'll leave it. And let's see what we are going to use. So you can see there are all different varieties of services offered by OpenAI which you can use. We have this chat also. Create study notes, interview question. Actually, this is looking bit interesting, so I think I'll go for create study notes. Yeah, I will go for this. And you can see this is an example that how you can call the API into your own configured backend or frontend. So I'll go and open this in Playground to show you guys what this actually does. So this is already given me an example. What are the 5 key points I should know when studying ancient Rome? So if I was a student, which I am, but I'm not a student of history anymore. So if I was a student of history, so definitely this would be my question, and I would just submit this and look for the answers. Okay, so it started giving me some good answer, which I can see is very good. Oh, the Roman public. Okay, so this I'm not going to read this all, but it's actually great. There's some good points which you can definitely utilize if you're a history student and you want to get good marks. This kind of services we are going to use to implement in our tool today and build something out of it. So let's get straight into the video. So I hope by now you have got an idea like how this thing works, and how powerful this is if you want to integrate into your own product. So how powerful it can be, and how good business you can make out of it. So I'm going to implement this inside my one of my own project and show you guys how things work in this. And if you are like kind of liking this video, so just don't forget to give it a like and share to some of your friends. So to use OpenAI services, we need to get some things before. So we'll just open the documentations, and if you have lots of time to read about documentation, you can go and definitely read and implement this without seeing this video. But I hope this video will help you guys, because that's what I'm making this for. So let's go to the introduction part. So this is the command that we have to type in our terminal or command prompt to install the services or dependency of OpenAI, which we can use later. And I guess we need an API key. So let's go and view API key. So this is the API key which I generated few days back. So I'll generate a new one and I'll copy it, copied, and I'll delete. Today is 14. Yeah, and I will delete this one, right? Okay. Okay, so I suggest you guys not to use my API key because that won't be of any use, because after this video I'll be deleting this API key. So just generate one of your own and use it. So API key is very important in this part of the procedure. So let's move forward with the documentation and introduction. So let's quickly open our VS Code. In here you can see I have two folders, the AI, which is for the front end, and the server, which is for the back end. We are going to implement all the logic of our getting the services from AI and configuring all the AI related code into the server, which is going to be our backend. So we'll quickly inside a server create a folder or file. We'll create a file called index.js. Okay, and one more thing, we are going to create not here, actually inside our terminal, new terminal in our server, npm init, yes. So this will give us a package.json folder file which is here. Okay, so alright, so now we have to install the OpenAI service or the dependency in our backend. So for this, inside the server, we'll type, or you can just copy it. I have my API key already copied, so I won't change that thing. npm install install OpenAI. Okay, let's press enter. And this will install the services of OpenAI, and you can see we have in the dependency, we have got our OpenAI 3.1.0, which is the version. So this is good. And now we are going to install one more thing, which is called Express. I hope you guys know what is Express. npmi express. If you don't, just follow the video. In Samuel's tutorial, I'll show you what this thing actually does and what is this actually. So yeah, now we have our Express true. So first, what we are going to do is we are going to create a server. Okay, so let's quickly create a server.
Express required Express. Alright, now const app is equals to Express app.listen, and we are going to run it on a port of 5000. Okay, and our function log server running at port 5000. Okay, so this is our log, and now we are just going to app.get put a get request, app.get request response res.status of 200 dot json data success. Okay, just this is enough. And
okay, so we are going to need one more package, which is called nodemon, npmi nodemon. Nodemon is just starting services, nothing else. You can just run your project and using nodemon. We will use start script, nodemon. We have to start our index.js file. Okay, we'll put a comma over here. That's it. So we'll type npm start. Now you see this logged in here, server running at port 5000. So let's quickly test it out. Localhost 5000. Okay, so now you can see our backend is up and running. So now we are going to implement all the logic of our OpenAI into this backend. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is my front end, AI, src, and app.js, and I'll just cd into AI, and I'll start this development server. So our development server is started on localhost 3000 for the front end. So this is it. So let's quickly analyze what's happening here into our example. Open in playground. Hmm. So I understand that this is a kind of a text box, okay? And text box, and there is some kind of action which has been sent in the request body about this question. So sorry, what I will do is I will create a text box and I'll create a submit button. Okay, so this is the thing that I'm going to do in my front end. Alright, so let's do that first. Front end.
So we are going to create a text area. So I'll create a text area. Text area. Alright. Okay. So this is my text area. And I'll do a placeholder. Placeholder. So placeholder, I'll take this placeholder title of this thing. So just so as an example, if somebody don't know how to use this thing, so just make them understand what this thing does. Okay. So we. And then we have, I'm going to give it some more properties right now. I'll set this of rows 4 will be enough. And columns, let's give it around 30 will be fine. Okay, so this is the text area, and now I'll give this a button. Now I'll implement a button. So we'll say submit.
I won't be giving this any kind of CSS because that will be a waste of time and waste of your time too. So that's why I won't be giving this CSS inside this video. You can definitely just create your own CSS, and you can just whatever you want you can do in that. My main focus is to show the logic of how this thing is working right now. So that's what I will focus on, and I will move forward into that. So now how can we get the value of what the user is typing in this? So for that I'm going to use a hook called useState. I know you guys definitely know what is useState, and we'll just create some of the state here. Const, what should we give name? Let's set this message set message. Alright, use state, and this will be an empty string. Okay, this is what it is. And right now we'll just bind our state with this text area. So what I will do is I will use a prop called onChange, and I will pass the arrow function inside this. You know how to do that. So it generates an event e, which is equals to, and we'll set message to e dot target dot value. Okay, alright. So whatever the user will type in this, it will store inside this state message, and that is the final set. And what we'll do is we'll give it one more prop called value, and we'll set that value to the message. Okay, so we are done with this thing. So right now we'll create a function which is going to be a submit function for the button const, and this will be an arrow function called submit handler, which will take event. And for now I will explain you guys what this submit handler will do. Is when our client or the user comes and fills the information inside this text area, and when he presses this submit handler button, which is this. So when he presses this button, so the information from the front end goes to the back end, which is going to be a server, and there the request will be handled. and the corresponding response will be provided by our server itself. So we are going to do a fetch. We are going to fetch something from here. So we are going to provide a fetch function, and the URL will be this. Okay. So let's see this and paste it here. So this will be our fetch, and the URL will be this complete with this slash over here. And now what we have to do is we have to chain this. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll put a comma over here, and we'll put an object. Inside this object we are going to specify and declare our method. Our method is going to be post, all capital post. Okay, and we have to provide some more things in here, which is, just a second guys, comma, which is like a header. Okay, we have to declare header too, and headers will be an object itself, and inside an object we'll provide our content type. Content type, and content type will be application JSON. Okay, and now we'll deal with the body, and body will use a method JSON.stringify, and what we'll do is, what you have to stringify in here is the message. Okay, so we'll stringify the message. All right, and now we'll create one more state for the response. Const response set response is equals to use state. Response will also be a string, so we'll keep it that way. I'll just minimize this. All right, so after this, what we have to do is now we have to chain this with a then, because it will give a promise that we have to satisfy over here, and then we'll take a response. Okay, this is automatically given by the fetch request, and what we'll do is we'll call the rest.json on here, and we'll execute it. All right, now we'll chain this again with .then, and we'll trace back the data, and we'll set our response, set response. Okay, set response, not message, set response, which we created here, response. Yeah, now we'll set this with the data. Okay, with the data, and data in particularly the message. Okay, and we'll also log our message to the console to see what's the response. All right, so right now our front end is complete, and just one more thing. Now you have to display a response somewhere. So what I will do is I will create another div, and what I will do is I will just show the response over here. So this tag, this response one. Okay, so we'll show the response. All right, so now we'll connect our button to the function, which is submit handler. So on click submit handler. Okay, so now we are done with our front end, and let's go quickly to the back end. And now we have to install some dependencies into our back end. So what we'll do is we'll just install that. So first we are going to need a package called body parser, or a middleware. So npm body parser. Okay, so why we use this is because we are sending there content where it is. So we are sending this information to our back in our body. So we need some middleware to pass into that body and get the information from there. So we have to install this package. So let's install this. Alright, so I'll open my package JSON just to confirm that this is installed. Oh, this is my front end package JSON, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, body parser is there. And now we need to install one more thing, which is called .env. We need to save, this is a guideline of open AI, that you need to save your sensitive information like your API key into a local environment that can be accessed on servers. So it is recommended to do that. So we'll also use this npm.env. Okay, so we are done with that. And now inside our app.js, not in app.js, so now inside our backend into index.js, I'll just confirm that all the dependencies are installed, and yes, they are. So I'll just close it down and we'll just export this one by one. Now we'll create a file inside our server and we'll name this as, what should we name it? We'll just name this just name this config env. Okay, this will make a lot of sense. Config.env. Alright, and in here what we'll do is we'll set our API key, which is going to be API key, which I'm going to paste here later. For now, what I will do is okay, so yeah, for now I'll do is I'll just put down the location of config into our index.js file, so our index.js gets to know where to access the information from config.env. So we have to provide the location of the file. So what I'll do is quickly provide the location .env .config, and we'll provide the path in there, and path is just folder name. File name is config.env. Alright, okay, so we are done with this thing. So now what we have to do is we have to go to the OpenAI website, and inside this playground you see there is option called view code. Just open that, and for now we have to copy this portion, so just copy it. Wait a second guys, just copy this, and make sure that this is the node.js what you have selected, and nothing else, because this is the JavaScript that will be executing. So in here just paste this. Alright, and just focus on one thing right now, that our API key should be set to the config API key. So I'm going to paste my API key over here, so I'll just quickly get it again. So personal view API key, and I think I'll generate a new one, no problem. Create a new secret key. I'll just copy this, and we'll delete this one, revoke key v9qc, and we'll just paste this over here, v9qc, and we'll save it. Okay, so I'll suggest you guys again not to use my API key, because I'll be removing this, so just configure your own API key. And now what we have to do is we have to copy our location of our API key in here. So I'll just show you guys again that process.env. okay, process.env, and our API key dot API underscore key. This is exactly what it was before, this one. So I'll just leave it there, and I'll just remove this OpenAI API key, because we don't have that thing over there. We just have our API key thing. Okay, And now we are no more doing a get request, so we'll just remove this. And what we'll do is we are doing a post request in our front end, so we'll just implement that logic over here. App.post, app.post, and on the root URL just slash. And what we'll do is we'll do this an async function. Okay, so async will do a request and response, and will ask for the message. Just a second, guys. const const message. Okay, const message which will get from request.body. All right, and now comes the response. So we'll go back to the website. Oh, this is a different one. Sorry. Back. Yeah, new code. And now the response. So just copy this. Okay, just copy everything and ctrl+C and go back into the VS Code and just paste it here. Response will try. All right. So so just you have to do one thing, that you see the prompt. This is where the question is being asked. So just remove all this. Okay, just remove all this, and what we have to type in here is we have to type our message. Okay, what we are getting. So in the string literal we'll do message. Okay, now we have our message over here. So what are these things? These things are like if you want to get some more deep or some more some, like you want to get your information more filtered, so you can just basically play with these things and integrate your own numerical values, which you can generally get from the documentation in OpenAI. So you can obviously play with this thing, but I will let it leave on the default whatever it is. So I just leave it there on the default value. And moving next is what we'll do is we'll check for the response. Okay, so if there is a response, okay, if there is a response, then we'll go inside choices and at the index position of 0, because I've already tested this, so I know where to go inside, and the text. Okay, so if this exists, then res.json, and inside JSON we're gonna do is message. We'll set message to response dot data dot choices at index 0 dot text. Okay, we'll set this, and I think we are done almost. Yeah, so we have everything ready. Our backend is also configured properly. Let me just cross check it. Alright, so I'll just test it out right now. Moment of truth. So just let's start our server. npm start. So our server is up and running, and my front end is already running. Sorry. Okay. So just now we'll just refresh this up, and we'll open console log, and we'll type anything. So what should we get? Okay, so let's ask, give me 5 lines notes on JavaScript. Okay, so let's submit this, and there is lots of error. So failed to fetch, and the error is access to fetch is denied by course policy. Okay, so we have a course access denied policy over here. This is the error. So now we have to fix this. So you can get error. So you can also get this kind of error. So what you can do is we'll just quit this backend server, and what we are going to do is we have to go to install a install a package which is called course. So npm I course. Okay, so we have to install this. We'll just copy it down, and where will be. So this is being installed and it is done installing. So what we'll do is, inside our server, we'll const course is equals to require. Okay, let's put this requires course. Okay, so now how to use this is, we'll do app dot use and course. Okay, so this should fix our problem. So we'll just start this server again, npm start. Okay, waiting for our app is crashed. I don't know why. YouTube cannot access app before initializing. Okay, so this is a mistake. We'll put this here. Okay. Let's put this here to be extra. You know. Sure. Okay, so let's see terminal now, and our server is successfully running. So what we'll do is, we'll go back again to our front end and we'll just copy this, because I don't want to write this all the time. So copy and inspect console, and we'll just refresh this once again. I hope we have both files saved. I'm not sure, so I'll do this again. Alright, so let's refresh this again and just paste in our question and submit. Okay, so let's see what's the next error. It says const message directed body is not defined, cannot structure, because this is not defined. So debugging the bugs is also very important part of coding, because it's not why it is not structuring it. Okay, so we are not using our body parser middleware, so that's why, because it cannot pass into the body. So we'll use our, we'll use this. Okay, we'll use this app dot use body parser. That's it, and we'll provide a JSON in that, and I guess that should do. So after changing those things and using my body parser middleware, let's test this out again. We'll refresh this again, and we'll just here also. And what we'll do is, we'll type our question, which is give me 5-line notes on JavaScript. Okay, this is my question. Let's submit this. So our log discuss message is successfully logged in on the console, and let's wait for the response. It's taking quite a time. Few more seconds, guys. I hope the response is arriving. Okay, let's do a countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here it is. So this is the information we got from the services, and you can basically put implement a loading function, that when the time there is a response coming, so just put a loading function in there. So when the request is submitted, it's currently loading, and when the response is handled, then just display the information. So this could be a good user experience. And yeah, so this was it, and you see that we got the response, so you can just implement in your product. And this was the way how you can do it. So if you like the video, just give this video a like, and share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.